There's no sign of slowing down. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Alien Addict. So, I woke up about 45 minutes ago, and News Nation has come forward that's showing a much more clear footage of what appears to be a Tic-Tac. Now, personally, I have not seen this video, and I'm hoping they might go into a bit more detail into the sighting. I just clocked it actually says it's an animation, and because I'm still waking up, I thought might have been a real footage. But anyway, let's click play and let's have a listen.
What you're about to hear is the voices of the pilot and air traffic controllers, and it's set to computer animation. Take a look.
LA Center, Troy 2-1.
Troy 2-1, go ahead.
It's not weird, but I just had something pass underneath my wing, maybe like a football-sized object right underneath our wing.
Troy 2-1, Roger. Do you think it was a drone or?
I have no idea. I got my sensor operator looking for it on the camera right now. We'll see if we can find it. But it's like a dark gray cylindrical object, and it was probably the size of a football, and it passed maybe 10 feet under our right wing.
Troy 2-1, Roger. Thank you for the report. Keep me advised if you find anything else out.
Yeah, we'll do. We're looking for it now. And so, correction. LA Center, Troy 2-1. We got something on air-to-air radar. We're trying to get visual on it.
Troy 2-1, Roger.
And LA Center 094, bearing from us for about 60 miles is where it is now.
Troy 2-1, say again.
094 bearing from us about 60 miles away is where we're picking it up now.
LA 15, Oakland
Troy 2-1, Roger, thank you.
All right. This guy was stopped at 14 for him because we were busy. There was some UFO reported here, but that's all taken care of now. So
She said the word UFO and not UAP. Good on you, girl. Well done.
you don't have to worry about it unless you want to talk to Aaron. It was earlier, but it's gone.
I may not have to worry about it, but I am plenty worried about it. This is where I call in Ben Hansen to help me make heads or tails of this. Ben is a former FBI special agent and host of UFO Witness on Discovery Plus. He managed to secure that recording that you just heard because it was not made available to the public. Ben, what is your take?
This is a really interesting case. It was actually the air traffic controller who reported it to the National UFO Reporting Center, or NUFORC. So NUFORC is actually cited in the FAA regs as one of the places where pilots can go to make reports. So first, we want to thank the controller for reporting it, and also for the pilots. This was a Homeland Security flight, actually. So they were on, I don't want to say covert, but they were on a mission, probably doing drug interdiction or something like that. And they're flying along and they see this thing. So very experienced pilots. Now, this particular aircraft, too, is a Beechcraft 350C, which they've converted to include a very sensitive and complex.
I thought this was real. When I woke up and I saw this, in fact, Ollie sent me the video. I'm like, don't worry, mate, I'm doing a video on it because I thought this was real. Oh, never mind. Okay, let's continue.
Radar array. So you see that dome on the top of it. It's actually there to track, drug traffickers and things like that. So when they call this thing in, this is about 2:30 in the afternoon. It's September 17th of last year. It's broad daylight. They got a good look at this thing, cylindrical dark object that passes underneath their wings so close. So, I mean, obviously you can see there's big problems with that happening in controlled airspace like they were, and they weren't notified of any air traffic that was supposed to be in the area.
So the animation, by the way, it's so realistic, I was caught off guard. Was that sort of made with the help of those who witnessed it so that it's as accurate as it can be?
Well, in this case, my team has not spoken with the crew. As you can
It fooled me. It fooled me for sure.
Imagine, because the sensitivity of probably what they were doing on this mission, it wouldn't benefit them to come forward and talk to the public quite yet. We'd encourage it, yes, but this was our rendering of just based on the audio that we had. It's a guess, right? That object could have gone underneath from left to right, forward to back. We don't know, but we do know their description is pretty exact.
I'm also sort of gobsmacked by 20,000 feet because I don't think that ground-controlled, unmanned flights can operate at that altitude. Call me crazy. I think at one point they asked if it was a drone. What's the word on the possibility of some kind of a drone activity?
So it could be. It'd be very rare, but hobby drones can go up that high. Obviously, military can as well. This occurred near what we call military operations area, but it was not in that airspace. So anyone who was flying something to test a commercial type of drone or something would have had to call in. Now, the other thing that's very interesting about this is you hear them call out what they believe they're tracking this object about 60 miles away because they've got their own airborne radar. And the pilot calls back to air traffic control, says, we think we have it. Now, debatable whether their radar array could see something this small at 60 miles. But if true, within the 2 minutes when they called back, that would place this object going about Mach 2. Okay, so from them to gain that much distance in that amount of time. So that would absolutely, in my opinion, eliminate any prosaic explanation of a drone or anything of that nature.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com.
All right, I've got something to say about this. Let's go back. Listen to what she has to say.
I may not have to worry about it, but I am plenty worried about it. This is where I.
All right, okay, right. How many sightings do we have of the same incident? We have so many. And I think News Nation, as they really want to be part of the UFO news channel for everyone to go and get the sources of information from, this is one out of many sightings. And that the fact that they had to computer generate this
one of the
UFO
places where
sighting.
pilots can go to make reports. So
Yeah, all right, quiet. I mean, this is going to fool people. This is literally going to fool people thinking, oh, this is going to be real. And I thought it was real until I clocked the animation. And she did mention that the fact that this is actually animation. But this is one out of so many UFO sightings that pilots are reporting.
I may not have to worry about it, but I am plenty worried about it. This is where I call.
This is it. Why is she getting worried about it? It seems like this threat narrative being pushed. I mean, there's nothing to really worry about. I mean, sure, pilots come across objects in the sky all the time, and they do report that to air traffic control. At the same time, we're having planes dropping out of the sky that are crashing at the moment. So I think that's more to worry about than, these objects that are being seen in the sky. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that it's a threat, but to push the threat narrative, we need to be concerned about this. I hate to sound like a skeptic, or I really do, but I would have thought News Nation, well, I should know this by now, could have done a bit better in terms of where did they get this air traffic control communication with the pilots come from? It's a bit like Jake Barber and his egg-shaped crash retrieval. That's if that was an actual crash retrieval, I mean, where the hell did they get that footage from? Did they get the clearance to actually get this footage? And you've got to take this in consideration. Didn't they show any radar systems of this object actually traveling at such a fast speed? I didn't see any radar systems showing this.
Anyone who was flying something to test a commercial type of drone or something would have had to call in. Now, the other thing that's very interesting about this is you hear them call out what they believe they're tracking this object about 60 miles away because they've got their own airborne radar. And the pilot calls back to air traffic control, says, we think we have it. Now, debatable whether their radar array could see something this small at 60 miles. But if true, within the 2 minutes when they called back, that would place this object going about Mach 2. Okay.
If true, again, where's the radar system? I mean, that would have been at least to back something up that this object was in the sky. Where is this? I mean, again, guys, honestly, I hate to sound like a skeptic, but this really has no substance. I mean, they didn't prove anything for this object being in the sky at that time, really. We just have the communication between the pilot and air traffic control. It would be good to see some sort of radar tracking this object, but this news report didn't even report on this.
So the animation, by the way, it's so realistic. I was caught off guard. Was that sort of made with the help of those who witnessed it so that it's as accurate as it can be?
Well, in this case, my team has not spoken with the crew, as you can imagine, because the sensitivity of probably what they were doing on this mission It wouldn't benefit them to come forward to talk to the public quite yet. We'd encourage it, yes, but
So the pilots don't want to come forward because they're on a top secret program. So why is News Nation picking this story up all of a sudden? This UFO sighting that at the same time was a very top secret program going on. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think the pilots would even come forward at this point. If they were dealing with a top secret operation going on at the time, do they have the security clearance to actually talk about it? But at the same time, why is News Nation putting this UFO sighting out to the public? But like Ben just said, they encourage the pilots to come forward. Now, an overall conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to sound like a skeptic, okay? I don't want to be one of those debunkers that, oh, this is all fake and all that. No, no, no. I take these pilots' accounts seriously. I really do. But at the same time, what News Nation has done is literally animated a UFO sighting that has most likely tricked a lot of people thinking that this is actually real at first glance, especially for me when I first woke up in the morning. That's my fault on my part. But at the same time, News Nation has not really given any solid proof. These are just like I said, one out of many accounts that pilots are coming forward with. If they would have shown the radar system of this object going at a fast speed, sure, but at least we've got something, but News Nation unfortunately didn't provide anything. One out of many stories that really, again, doesn't have any substance. I hate to say it. And this is typical News Nation news reporting on UFOs. Oh, let's hope for something better. I really, really do. I hope that we'll get at least some sort of... Do you think we're going to get transparency at this point? And I've talked to death about Anna Paluna Luna and her task force. Are we going to get the transparency at this point? It's early stages yet, guys. Early stages. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I shall catch you on Friday for a live stream. I'm pretty sure I'll be talking about this again. And yeah, have a good day. And I shall see you very soon on Alien Addict.